Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Brandon and this is Dimitra, and she'll be demonstrating today. We will be leading you through a warm-up, moving through some sun salutations, sun salutation A and B, Surya Namaskara in Sanskrit. Starting in child's pose with your sit bones heavy towards your heels. Your chest is relaxed onto your thighs and your hands are either by your side or in front of you, as Dimitra is in right now. Settle your breath. Let it be smooth and relaxed. Settling into this moment. Take this moment to feel grateful for something in your life. Really feel it throughout your being. We'll be moving slow today. Our sun salutations will be slightly modified. So move at your own pace, be gentle to yourself and be kind. This is supposed to be a warm-up, not a vigorous practice. When you're ready, shift your weight into your hands, coming into tabletop. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Your hips are stacked over your knees. If you would like to, take some intuitive movement here, shifting your weight around, maybe moving your hips in circles, bringing some weight into your wrists. And we're going to move through a few rounds of cat-cow, starting to be mindful of our breath as we move through each posture, having movement connected with our breath. On your inhale, lower your belly towards the mat, gaze comes up, your collarbones broaden, your chest lifts. On your exhale, press through your hands, round your back like an angry cat. Draw your tailbone under. Inhale, gaze comes up, belly lowers, shoulder blades draw down and back. Again, exhale, round your back, draw your lower abdomen towards your spine. And you can do two more at your own pace here, moving with your breath. Option to have your eyes closed to make the experience go inward rather than outward. Feeling each vertebrae shift with your movement. When you're ready, you'll come back to a flat spine, neutral. Spread your fingers wide, rooting into your thumb and index finger. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees a couple inches off the mat. Feel your core engaged. Staying here for a full cycle of breath. Staying for your next inhale. And on your exhale, lift your sit bones, your hips up towards the sky and back for downward facing dog. Your feet will be hip distance apart, your hands shoulder distance apart. Taking the first couple breaths to move, pedal out, maybe bending one knee at a time and lengthening the opposite leg. For those of you new to downward facing dog, it's an inverted V shape. You can have a soft bend in your knees with your sit bones lifting up towards the sky, pressing through your hands to lengthen your spine. Your neck is relaxed and your gaze is up towards your belly. Two more breaths here. Take this as just an opportunity to warm up your legs, your body. And when you're ready, slowly walk your feet up towards by your hands at the top of the mat. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. Your neck is long, crown of the head reaching forward, and then exhale, fold over softly bent legs. You can have your feet together or hip distance apart. We'll be here for 2 breaths. Option to grab opposite elbows. Your head is heavy, your sit bone's lifting up. And when you're ready, slowly start to lift up 1 vertebrae at a time. Moving at your own pace. This may take a couple breaths. Feeling each vertebrae stack on the other as you lift. Once you get to the top, draw your shoulders back and down. Your collarbones, your chest is broad. Your fingers are by your side and your shoulders are relaxed. We're finding samastitihi, equal standing pose here. Close your eyes and start to connect with the posture, with your breath. We're going to start from the ground up, rooting through your feet. Your legs are strong, but there's a soft bend in your knees. Think of the energy rising from your feet all the way through your body, growing out through the crown of your head up towards the sky. Your lower abdomen is drawn in towards your spine. This is Uddiyana Bandha. I want you to bring focus to this area throughout this practice. The next place you want to bring focus to is Mula Bandha, which is lifting your pelvic floor muscle like you're trying to avoid going to the washroom. Moving through our first sun salutation, Surya Namaskara A. On your inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, gazing up towards your fingertips. Feel the length through your side body. And on your exhale, arms by your side. Again, inhale, reach up towards the sky. But this time, on our exhale, soft bend in your knees, hinge your hips, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, crown of the head forward. You can have soft bend in the knees here. And as you exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. At any time, there's the option to drop your knees onto the mat, but option to stay in plank as well. You want the energy to be pressing through your heels, but also out the crown of your head, bringing length to your whole body here. Your core is contained, and your abdomen's drawn in towards your spine to make it so that you're not dumping towards the mat. Energy is in your hands. And on your next exhale, with option to drop your knees down, you can lower halfway or all the way down onto your mat. Elbows are stacked over wrists. Inhale, shift your weight forward, come down to the tops of your feet. Your chest lifts. This is low cobra. Option to press through your hands and lift your thighs off of the mat for upward facing dog, drawing your shoulders back, your chest broad, and gazes up. And on your exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Taking 3 to 5 cycles of breath here. Finding the foundations as we talked about before, bringing awareness into your hands and feet. As you press through your hands, you draw your sit bones up towards the sky and your inner leg lines pull back. This brings length to your spine, and then you can energetically bring your heels towards the mat. They don't have to meet the mat, but you're just trying to bring length to the back of your legs. Stay for your last breath here. On your inhale, soft bend your knees, look between your hands. And on your exhale, walk, step, or jump in between your hands. On your inhale, lengthen your spine, crown your head forward. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Rooting through your feet, strong your legs. Inhale, rise up, reach your fingertips up above your head, gaze up. Exhale, arms by your side. So that's Surya Namaskara A. We moved a little slower than normal. Now we'll do Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskara. On your inhale, bend your knees, your tailbone heavy, arms come up, gazes up towards your fingertips. So we'll be moving at a bit slower pace than normal, just so you can get the feel of it, the foundations. You want to have your feet equal weight between toes and heels. Your knees are bent, they can be over your toes, that's okay. drawing your lower abdomen towards your spine, and your tailbone is heavy so that you can take out any curve you have in your back. Your shoulders are relaxed, but your fingertips are reaching up above your heart. Stay for your inhale. And on your exhale, fold over your legs. And as you fold, you can straighten them, lengthening your sit bones up towards the sky. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, plant your hands, walk, step, or jump to your low push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Shift your weight forward, coming onto the tops of your feet, pressing into your low cobra or upward facing dog. Chest is broad, gaze is up. Exhale, press into your hands, tuck your toes, lift your sit bones up and back for downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your right heel up and back. On your exhale, draw your right knee towards your chin, and then step your right foot between your hands. First option is to drop your left knee onto the mat, like Demetra here. Second option is to lift your knee off, back of your thigh comes up towards the sky. Third option is to roll your heel inward so your foot's at a 45-degree angle, and then inhale your arms up for Warrior One. Traditionally, we would do Warrior One out of those options. Your rib cage is square to the front of the mat. Your right knee stacked over your right ankle here. Finding length in your side body all the way up through your fingertips. And breathe deeply here. If you did decide to stay in the lower lunge, you can still have your hands rise up towards the sky. Last breath here, reach a little higher. And on your exhale, hands plant down by your right foot. You step your right foot to meet your left and move through your vinyasa to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, hands engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time we're moving to the other side. On your inhale, your left heel rises up towards the sky, pressing through your back heel. On your exhale, draw your left knee towards your chin, and then step through between your hands. Taking the same option you took on the other side, either knee down, knee up, or Warrior One. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. Finding your feet here, all four corners of each foot rooted into the mat. Left knee again stacked over left ankle, reaching through the side body. On this side, you'll be feeling one long line of energy out from the outside of your right foot all the way through your right leg up towards your fingertips. Breathing deeply throughout this whole practice, moving with each breath. Inhale, lengthen a little higher, and then on your exhale, plant your hands down by your left foot, step back, and move through your vinyasa. Option to go straight to downward facing dog if that feels better today. And on your exhale, tuck your toes, sit bones up and back, downward facing dog. Every time that we come into a posture, the first thing that we want to check in with is what's rooted into the mat. So in downward facing dog, it's our hands and feet, and then you move your way upwards to find alignment and then stillness. The combination of breath and movement helps us to bring our mind into the present moment. You can stay here for 2 more cycles of breath, keeping your core, your pelvic floor all engaged here. On your next inhale, you bend your knees, look between your hands, and on your exhale, walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward. On your inhale, bend your knees, lower your tailbone, arms rise above your heart, gaze is up for Utkatasana. And on your exhale, straighten your legs, arms by your side for Samastitihi. So that is a slower, modified Surya Namaskara B. These are great options for getting your day started. If you only have 15 or so minutes, this is a great option. You can do You can speed it up a bit or do 2 or 3 sets of each to get your blood flowing and your body warmed up. We really thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know. Namaste.